What are your expectations from this, all these days and everything that's going on, like in these 4 days in Wisconsin, after everything what happened in PA a couple of days ago?
Yeah, well, this has been a very uplifting experience. I think obviously there's been a tremendous change in the tone in the United States politics. And we went from Joe Biden's disastrous debate performance to President Trump nearly being killed and shot at in a Pennsylvania rally. And unfortunately, the tragedy of a man who was 50 years old who stood in the line of fire to save the lives of his children was unfortunately murdered in this situation. But I feel like there's been a lot of uplifting experiences here, and I think the most impressive thing about this convention for me so far, it's my first time being at a Republican convention as an elected official, is that the everyday Americans are speaking out and talking about unity, talking about the need for prosperity, the need for strength in foreign relations, and the need to have someone like President Trump who has the compassion, who has the drive, who has the ability to actually do what he did in his first 4 years as president, and to be able to come back and bring us all together. And I think that's the theme. Obviously, I'm a little concerned about what happens, and we have a drop off from the convention. The Democrats will have their convention, then we'll see what happens after that.
Today you're a part here of Serbs for Trump. What do you think? What's the reason why Serbs support Mr. Trump that much? And what's your experience with Serbian people here in the United States and in general?
Well, I think people like someone like President Trump. I think Serbians like him. I'm guessing. You can tell me that. He's strong. He's decisive. He's entertaining. He's a fun guy. And I think they want someone that's going to give them the clarity and the support and give them a fair shot. And I think that's one thing a lot of Americans like about President Trump is that even if you might not agree with him, he's going to listen to you, he's going to give you a fair shot, and he's authentic. He isn't pretending to be somebody he's not. And I think that that's why he is embraced by a lot of different people. They like seeing someone that's genuine. And I think that's one of the great qualities of President Trump. My first experiences with Serbians was actually when I was a young person. We actually had a lot of Serbians in our community because they were hockey players. And so I have a lot of hockey in upstate New York. And then when I worked at the consulate, obviously I spent a lot of time with Serbians at that point. Even though I am not of Serbian descent, I think most of my family comes from the British Isles. I just fell in love with the region, the passion of the people, the hospitality that I received from everyone, and just it was really, I'll tell you, one of the hardest eras in my life was to see the war, because I knew so many people that were negatively affected by it, and it's unfortunate now that all this blame is being placed on one side or another. There were a lot of bad players in government level in this region at that time. So to say that some young people and people that had nothing to do with that now, who just want to have a chance at prosperity and have a chance to bring back the great relationship that Serbia once had with the United States, all the way back to 1918 when the Serbian flag was raised over the White House, to the Halyard Project, a lot of the credit that Serbia doesn't get, to amazing world sports figures like Novak Djokovic and Dokic and others who have brought a lot of fame and a lot of notoriety to Serbia, which I think is really important.
Do you think that, I feel goosebumps now. Do you think that Serbs can make a difference here, in other states like Arizona, Michigan?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. The election of 2020 was decided by 3 swing states by less than 44,000 votes. If we have a strong Serbian turnout for President Trump, they can make a difference, and in those swing states, in getting Trump over the line and winning those states. And that's what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to the swing states. We can talk about policy all day, but all the focus is going to be who's going to win those swing states. And you see a lot of Serbs do live in those swing states. And if they come out for President Trump, I think we're going to have a victorious night in November.
So basically your message would be for all Serbs who can vote to actually go ahead and vote.
I say to the Serbian people, if you want to see a president who is going to respect your culture, respect your country, appreciate the great contributions of the Serbian people over the history of mankind, and a person who's going to give you an opportunity for prosperity here in the United States, your candidate is President Trump. Your candidate is going to be someone who's going to be authentic. He's going to hear your voice and he's going to listen to all sides. And I think that's what Serbian people need to understand. And I think that's why you see a lot of minority populations across America embracing President Trump.